This is The Moon Owes Me Rent by Rene's Romance Stories. The first thing you should know is this. I didn't break when Evan left me. No. I calcified. I sharpened. I folded my softness into a neat, bitter little blade I keep tucked behind my teeth. If you believe betrayal can make a woman dangerous, hit subscribe. Lady Fate has jokes, and apparently I'm the punchline. Because 3 months ago, I was supposed to be planning a wedding. Instead, I was watching my ex-fiancé, Evan Reaves, slide a ring onto my cousin Miranda's perfect, smug finger at a pack gala. In front of everyone. While I stood there carrying a tray of champagne like the Omega servant they always wanted me to be. And the part that really stings? They didn't fire me from the family law firm. No. Humiliation is more fun when your victim is forced to stay, right? So now, I'm an archival clerk, which is code for hide the girl we betrayed in the basement and pretend she doesn't exist. But fate, that chaotic moon-drunk goddess, had other plans. Because today, as I'm elbow-deep in dusty evidence boxes, the elevator door opens, and he steps out. Tall, sharp suit, sharp smile. Eyes like he's already planning trouble. The man who will ruin everything. The man who will expose everything. The man I'll try very, very hard not to fall for. Leo Hale. The consultant. The liar. The alpha. My mate. Would you forgive your fated mate for deceiving you? Or burn it all down first? Tell me in the comments. The basement of Reeves, Lauren & Associates smells like printer toner, old files, and my fading dignity. I slam an archive drawer closed. Perfect, I mutter. If the moon goddess wanted me invisible, she nailed it. The fluorescent lights flicker like even they're embarrassed for me. I used to walk these halls as Evan's future wife, the good Omega, who kept her head down and her heart open. Pathetic, really. Now I'm the girl no one looks at unless they need coffee. Speak of the devil, or the ex-devil, Evan's mother appears at the top of the basement stairs. "Cassidy," she calls sweetly. It's the kind of sweet that gives cavities. "Yes, Mrs. Reeves?" I straighten, smoothing my blouse, trying not to appear like a gremlin who's been alphabetizing boxes alone for 5 hours. "We need these documents pulled before 3, and do smile when the new consultant arrives. He'll be evaluating everyone, so try not to, you know." I blink. "Exist?" She smiles. "Exactly." She leaves before I can say something that would absolutely get me fired. I turn back to the shelves and whisper, "I hope fate gets you with a stubbed toe and a divorce." Then the elevator dings. I look up, and time stops. He steps out like he owns oxygen. Broad shoulders filling out an ink-black suit. Jaw carved from spite and privilege. Hair dark enough to make my fingers itch. And eyes, gods. Gray-green, like storm clouds deciding whether to ruin your life. His scent hits me next. Crisp winter air mixed with cedar and something older. Alpha, of course. He glances at me once, slow and assessing, and I swear the temperature in the room spikes. "Hi," he says, voice smooth, deep, amused. "I was told the archives were down here, and that I'd find you." "Oh," I say brilliantly. "Me, yes. I live here now, like a bridge troll." A smile curves his mouth, not mocking but entertained. Good to know. He steps closer, offering a hand. Leo Hale. I shake it because my mother raised me polite, but the moment our skin touches, something electric snaps up my arm. My throat closes. My wolf, asleep for months, lifts her head like someone slapped her awake. No, 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 no. Leo's eyes sharpen. He felt that too. Cassidy, I croak. His voice drops. Cassidy. He repeats it like he's tasting the shape of me. I yank my hand back so fast I nearly dislocate something. I have to... I point at absolutely nothing. Alphabetize air. Leo's smile grows. Dangerous. Knowing. Alpha. He leans in just enough to make my pulse trip. Don't worry. I'm very good with messy situations. I choke on my own spit. He laughs, soft and warm and annoyingly devastating. Then Evan appears at the top of the stairs. Perfect timing, truly. Oh, Evan says flatly. I see you've met our clerk. Leo's expression shifts, like a blade sliding free. Funny. I was under the impression she was essential. Evan snorts. She's an Omega. They're replaceable. A growl rips through the space. Not from me. Leo freaking Hale growls at my ex. My heart slams hard enough to bruise my ribs. The bond hums between us. Quiet, but undeniable. Oh, hell no. This can't be happening. Not now. Not with him. And definitely not in front of Evan, who looks like he just swallowed a lemon dipped in humiliation. Leo steps between us smoothly, shoulders squared. Cassidy, he says softly, like a warning and a promise at once. We'll talk soon. His gaze burns into me. Then he walks away, leaving the scent of cedar and chaos behind. I exhale. My wolf whispers inside me. Mate. I whisper back. Absolutely not.
The first thing I think when I meet Cassidy Reaves is, well, fate's drunk again. Because there is absolutely no way the moon goddess meant for my fated mate to be standing in a basement, surrounded by dust and forgotten files, wearing that too big cardigan like it's armor, and pretending she doesn't feel the bond humming between us. But she does feel it. I saw it. That split second in her eyes when our hands touched. Shock. Panic. A flash of heat she tried to stomp out like a spark on carpet. And then the ex walked in. Of course she has an ex. A smug, small man with soft hands and a hard mouth who looked at her like she was something he'd already thrown away. I haven't wanted to hit someone in a while. It was almost nostalgic. I follow him up the stairs, filing away every detail. The way he talks. The way he sneers the word Omega. The way his mother hovers like a vulture with pearls. Mr. Hale, she says as we step into the marble and glass lobby. We hope the facilities meet your expectations. Our firm is modest but efficient. She's lying. This place screams money and ego. It's illuminating, I say pleasantly. I've already seen more than I expected. Evan's jaw flickers. He heard the growl downstairs, and he doesn't know what to do with it. Good. If he knew who I really was, he'd be on his knees. Alpha King, ruler of the Eastern Pax, currently undercover as a consultant because corruption has a habit of hiding behind expensive suits and polished logos. And this firm, Reeves, Lorne and Associates, has been a black flag on my radar for months. Embezzled funds, lost contracts, Omegas disappearing from their ranks. No one would talk. Until a pattern emerged, one name showing up quietly in the digital archive logs. Cassidy Reaves, the Omega they tried to bury. Mrs. Reaves gestures toward a sleek conference room. "If you'll just wait here, Mr. Hale, we've prepared an orientation." I glance at the glass wall where Miranda, fiancé, golden girl, walking power play, is rearranging her papers for the third time. She's nervous. Good. "Of course," I say. "And please, call me Leo." They won't. People like this never do. As I step inside, my wolf paces just beneath my skin, restless, ears trained not on Miranda's babbling, but on the faint echo of movement below us. Cassidy. My mate. Mine. I've never met anyone more determined to reject that word. Miranda clears her throat. "So, Leo, we're excited to have you. We've heard glowing things from the council about your, efficiency." That's one word for it. "They say you have a gift for finding irregularities," she adds, lips tight. Irregularities. Such a gentle way to say crime. I smile, polite and bland. I like systems that work. That's all. Evan drops into a chair opposite me, spreading out like a man who's never been told no and didn't listen the first 10 times. "Don't worry about the lower staff," he says, "especially in archives. They're replaceable." Cassidy's face flashes in my mind. The defiant line of her chin. The way she joked about living down here like a troll. The hurt she tried to hide when he dismissed her. My fingers curl around the pen in front of me until it creaks. I wonder how many times he said something like that about her. I wonder what it did to her. Miranda launches into a presentation about billing structures and client portfolios. I nod at all the right moments, ask a few pointed questions that make her sweat, make Evan frown, and make Mrs. Reaves scribble notes furiously. It's almost fun. Almost. Because underneath it all, my wolf keeps whispering one thing. Go back to her. I tune out Miranda's slide about quarterly growth. I've already pulled the firm's financials. I know half these numbers are inflated, and at least one account is missing. What I don't know yet is how deep the rot goes, or how much Cassidy knows. "Mr. Hale?" Miranda prompts. "Any concerns so far?" "Several," I say with a pleasant smile, "but I prefer to observe quietly before I draw conclusions." Evan snorts. "You'll find we run a tight ship here." "I'm sure you do," I say, carefully neutral. "I saw your archive system already." I let that hang. Miranda's eyes flash, sharp and assessing. She's quick. Dangerous. She clocks the implication that I've already gone exploring. "So," I continue casually, "how long has Cassidy been assigned to archives?" She stiffens. Mrs. Reaves smooths a hand over her collar. "Oh, Cassidy? She's best suited to quieter work. Not everyone is cut out for client-facing roles." Evan smirks. "Or responsibility." I make a humming noise that could mean anything. Inside,
My wolf is snarling. Because I saw the way Cassidy handled those files. Efficient. Organized. She's not an idiot. She's being kept out of sight. Which means one of two things. She's a liability. Or she's a witness.
Both options are interesting. I write out the rest of the meeting, gather my notes, and give them just enough feedback to keep them nervous. When I finally step out into the hallway, I don't go toward my assigned office. I go back to the elevator. Basement. The doors slide open to that dim, humming little world of metal cabinets and paper. Cassidy is there, perched on a rolling stool, a stack of files balanced on her knees. She's chewing on the end of a pen, expression fierce and focused. For a moment, I just watch her. Her hair's pulled back in a messy twist, a few strands falling around her face. There's a smudge of toner on her wrist. Her scent, coffee, frustration, and moonlight, wraps around me, warm and sharp. My mate. I step forward and she startles, then glares. "You walk too quietly," she accuses. "That's serial killer behavior." I smile. "Good thing I'm not here to kill you then." "Yet," she mutters. "Your management. Give it a week." I huff out a laugh. "Fair. How's the air alphabetizing going?" Her mouth twitches, like she's trying not to be amused. "Hilarious. What do you want, Hale?" I take a slow breath. Careful now. Push too hard, she bolts. Go too soft, she won't believe me. "I wanted to see how you're doing after your warm welcome upstairs," I say lightly. Her eyes shudder. "I'm fine." Lie. "Your ex seems confident," I add. "Confident men are just insecure men with better suits," she says coolly. "And he's not my ex. He's a clerical error the moon goddess refused to fix." I grin. "You really don't hold back, do you?" "Not anymore." She drops her gaze to the file in her hands. I notice the label. Pack Council Contracts. Private. Interesting. "Tell me something, Cassidy," I say softly. "Did you choose archives, or were you reassigned?" She stiffens. There it is. "Why do you care?" she shoots back. "You're here for whatever you're here for. You'll leave, everyone will pretend you loved it. The end." "I'm here to fix things," I say. Her laugh is sharp. "You can't fix this firm. You can't fix this family. And you definitely can't fix me." "Oh, I don't want to fix you," I say, stepping closer. Close enough that she has to tip her head back to look at me, eyes flashing. "I like you, bitter." She goes very, very still. The bond flares between us, bright and hot and undeniable. Her pupils dilate, breath catching just slightly. Her wolf presses against mine, instinct seeking instinct. She feels it. "What are you?" she whispers. Dangerous question. "An efficiency consultant," I say, amused. "You're lying." I shrug. "Only partially." She snorts. "You're an alpha with a god complex. That's what you are." I lean in, my voice dropping. "You have no idea what I am." Her pulse jumps at her throat. "Then stop standing in my light, mystery man," she says, voice shaking only a little. "Or are you here to make sure the Omega doesn't misfile a stamp?" I glance at the files again, deliberately slow. Actually,
I was hoping you'd show me how the archive system works. I like to see where the bodies are buried. She gives me a long, measuring look. Then she sighs, sets the stack of folders on a rolling cart, and gestures to the cabinets. Fine. Follow me, your efficiency-ness. Your omega-ness, I reply automatically. Her eyebrows shoot up. I meet her gaze dead on. What, if we're making up titles? Her lips twitch despite herself. For the first time, I see the ghost of who she might have been before they broke her. Bright, sharp, wickedly funny. Because I'm both. And I, Leo Hale, am going to find out exactly what Evan Reaves did to this woman. And then I'm going to burn his life to the ground. For efficiency, of course.
If anyone asks, I'm not flustered. I'm not affected. I'm not looking at Leo Hale like he's a walking threat wrapped in a three-piece suit and temptation. I'm simply annoyed. Very annoyed. Annoyed enough to alphabetize the entire basement by smell if it means avoiding eye contact. Unfortunately, he's following me. His footsteps echo behind mine, steady, unbothered, and far too confident for someone who just walked into the lion's den wearing a smile and smelling like cedar and sin. The archive cabinets rattle as I yank one open. "You're actually taking notes?" I ask, stiff and suspicious. He lifts a brow. "I'm a consultant. It's what we do." That's what sociopaths say before they build bomb shelters. His lips twitch. "You're charming, you know." I freeze. No one calls me charming. Beautiful, maybe. Quiet, definitely. Easy to manipulate, absolutely. But charming? You don't have to lie to fit in, I mutter. He steps closer, not touching. Just close enough that the mate bond hums between us like someone turned a tuning fork inside my ribs. "I don't lie to fit in," he says softly. "I lie to get information." I blink. That's concerning. It should be. He's toying with me, testing my reactions, trying to figure out who I am underneath the bitterness and sarcasm. Good luck. I barely know who I am anymore. I shove a folder into the cabinet so hard it almost bends. "You're angry," he observes. "You don't say." I slam the drawer. I'm shocked anyone noticed. "Everyone noticed," he says calmly. "They're just afraid of you." I snort. No one's afraid of an Omega. He leans against a filing cabinet, crossing his arms. I am. I look up. He's watching me with that infuriating half smile. The one that says he knows something I don't. The one that says he sees me. "Why would an alpha be afraid of me?" I demand. "Because you're unpredictable, smart, and you're not scared anymore." He tilts his head. "That's dangerous." I swallow, throat suddenly tight. He's right. But hearing someone say it out loud, it hits something deep inside me. I clear my throat, desperate to shift the attention. "Anyway," I say briskly, "this drawer is A through D, and everything is coded by case number. Reaves, Lorne, and Associates operates on a very simple system. Avoid accountability, blame the quiet girl." Leo's chuckle is low, warm. That's one way to file things. It's the accurate way. I shuffle past him to the next cabinet. He doesn't move out of the way, so I have to squeeze by. My shoulder brushes his chest, and for one horrifying heartbeat, my wolf leans into him. Leo's breath hitches. Just a little. Enough that I feel it. Nope. Nope. Absolutely not. We are not doing mate bond sparks in the filing room. So, he says lightly, like he didn't just feel the same electric jolt I did. Your ex seems interesting. Please don't. Controlling? Leo. Condescending? Stop. Jealous? I snap a drawer shut hard enough to make him blink. Evan doesn't get to be jealous. He forfeited that privilege the moment he put a ring on my cousin. Leo's face goes still. Your cousin, he repeats. Yep. And she still works here. Yep. And you're down here. Yep. He exhales slowly. There's a special place in hell for families like this. Oh, they'd turn it into a timeshare, I say darkly. Miranda would be in charge of the brochure. Leo laughs. Actually laughs. It's warm and real and way too sincere for this fluorescent-lit nightmare of a basement. I hate that it makes my stomach flip. Tell me about her, he says. No. Cassidy. I said no. His voice drops. I'm trying to understand what happened to you. I stiffen. Because that is a question I don't let anyone ask. Nothing happened to me. I lie. He raises a brow. You're in archives. That's not you're avoiding eye contact with every alpha in this building. I just don't like them. And you flinched when Evan spoke to you. I glare at him. Observant, aren't you? It's my job. No, I say quietly. Your job is whatever the council hired you for. Observing me isn't part of it. He steps closer, close enough that the scent of him settles over me like a too warm blanket, close enough that my wolf whines. I think you underestimate your importance, he murmurs. My breath catches. I'm no one. You're absolutely not. His eyes lock on mine, and something unravels inside me. Then, footsteps echo from the stairs. I shove away from him so fast, I almost trip over a box. Miranda descends into the basement, wearing heels sharp enough to stab someone. Her perfume hits the air, floral and artificial. Her smile is sugary poison. There you are, she coos. Cassidy, Mother needs you upstairs. Something about a... She waves a manicured hand. Clerical error you made. Ice floods my stomach. Leo steps forward, voice smooth steel. Miranda, what a coincidence. She looks him up and down, calculating. Mr. Hale, we didn't expect you down here. I noticed something unusual in the archive system, he says smoothly. Cassidy was helping me understand it. Miranda's jaw ticks. She hates that. Hates me being useful. Hates him noticing me. Well, she's needed upstairs, Miranda snaps. Then she tosses her hair. You can find someone else to assist you. Leo smiles in a way that makes even me nervous. I don't want someone else. The silence is electric. Miranda's eyes flick to me, brimming with jealousy and calculation. Of course she notices. Of course she senses something between us. Of course this will cause problems. I hate how good it feels. She grins, cold and triumphant. Well, she purrs. I'll let Mother know Cassidy is suddenly indispensable. How exciting. Then she sweeps back up the stairs. Leo exhales sharply. She hates you. She hates that I exist. She especially hates that you exist near me. Leo. He looks at me, gaze heavy with meaning. Someone is targeting you, he says quietly, and I'm going to find out who. I swallow hard. Why do you care? His answer is immediate. Because I can smell a war coming, and you're standing in the center of it. My pulse stumbles. My wolf rises. And because, he adds softly, you're mine. The words hang between us like a live wire. I whisper, don't say that. He steps back only slightly, respectful but unyielding. It's already true.
If Miranda weren't so transparent, she'd be dangerous. Fortunately for me, and disastrously for her, she's the kind of predator who thinks a manicure counts as a weapon. The moment she scurries upstairs, heels clicking like impatient gunshots, I follow, keeping enough distance to listen without being seen. Years of political surveillance make this easy. Humans overlook shadows. Alphas overlook omegas. And narcissists? They overlook everything that isn't themselves. Miranda reaches the top of the stairs, where Evan waits with that impatient, pinched expression that screams, "Mommy told me I'm special." "Well," Evan snaps, "did he buy it?" Miranda scoffs. "He's interested in Cassidy." Evan goes rigid. He actually clenches his jaw. I hear the grind from here. "She's nobody," he says. Not the right answer. Not even close. Miranda's smile curdles. "If she's nobody, why did Mr. Hale growl at you downstairs, loud enough the receptionist flinched?" Evan's face reddens. "He's an alpha. They posture." "He didn't posture at anyone else," Miranda says sharply. "Just you. And just when you insulted her." She points a newly painted nail at him. "You need to get control of this. I'm not losing my Luna ceremony because you can't handle your past mistakes." Evan steps closer, lowering his voice. "You wanted me to leave Cassidy." "Of course I did," Miranda snaps. "But I didn't tell you to humiliate her publicly. Now she's a liability." "You said," "I said make her irrelevant," Miranda hisses. "Not shove her into the basement and hand her to the council's pet alpha." Evan swears under his breath. I lean against the wall, arms crossed, letting their panic wash over me like cold mountain air. So, that's the game. Miranda orchestrated the breakup. Evan executed it like a coward. They tried to bury Cassidy because she knew something, or because she might have known something. And they didn't realize the one man they should avoid was sent straight into Cassidy's orbit. Fate is messy, but her chaos is deliciously efficient. I step around the corner casually, pretending to arrive late to the elevator. "Evan," I greet warmly. "Miranda." Miranda stiffens. Evan gives a tight, fake smile. "We were just discussing you," Miranda says, trying to sound breezy. "I heard," I reply. Their eyes widen. Not enough to confess, but enough for me to confirm guilt. Evan clears his throat. "I just hope Cassidy didn't waste your time down there." I smile pleasantly, the kind of smile wolves give prey right before the kill. On the contrary, she showed me things I found fascinating. Miranda's hand twitches. "Such as?" I shrug. "Organizational issues, missing documentation, discrepancies in contract logs. Evan pales. Miranda's hand clamps around his wrist. I continue, smooth and unhurried. You have a brilliant woman gathering your most important records. I pause. And you demoted her to a basement closet. Miranda forces a laugh. Cassidy isn't brilliant. She's underestimated? I finish. The silence that follows is thick and satisfying. Perfect. I step into the elevator, press the button to the main floor, and offer them both one final, devastatingly polite smile. Don't worry, I say. I'll make sure Cassidy receives all the respect she deserves. The doors slide shut before they can respond. My wolf snarls in approval. Because this is the moment a war begins. Back in the basement. When I return, Cassidy is hunched over a file box, flipping through pages with the kind of focus people get before doing something illegal or heroic. Possibly both. She doesn't hear me approach. Her brows are furrowed, lips pressed together, eyes scanning lines of text like she's searching for a pattern only she can see. The bond stirs inside me, warm and pulsing. Beautiful, sharp, angry. A woman trying to save herself with nothing but intelligence and bitterness. A woman they threw away. A woman fate tossed into my path like a challenge. She looks up suddenly, startled. Her cheeks flush. Do you enjoy sneaking up on me? Immensely. She huffs, trying not to smile. What do you want? You, I say without thinking. She freezes. Idiot. Too soon. I clear my throat. Information, I mean. For the investigation. Investigation? I step closer. Not touching. Just close enough she can feel the heat coming off me. Yes, I've been reviewing your firm's financial and legal logs. There are gaps. She looks away. I know. That surprises me. Most Omegas keep their heads down. Cassidy is watching everything. What do you know? I ask. She hesitates, and that hesitation tells me she's scared. Cassidy, I say softly, you're safe with me. Her laugh is small and bitter. That's what Evan said. I inhale slowly. Control the rage. Don't punch a hole in the drywall. I'm not Evan. No, she says quietly. You're worse. That stings more than it should. I'm just trying to do my job, I say. There's a beat of silence where we just stare at each other. My wolf pushing forward, her wolf retreating. Both of us in a tug of war neither of us asked for. Then she holds out a file. Fine, she says. You want information? Here. I take it. It's a contract. A PAC-contracted fund transfer, signed by 3 people. Evan Reaves, Miranda Lorne, and... My jaw tightens. Cassidy, I murmur. This is your signature. She nods without looking at me. Forged. And if the council sees this, I know. Cassidy, this could get you imprisoned. I know. Or exiled. Her voice drops to a whisper. I know. I look at her. Really look. The fear, the exhaustion, the resignation. You should have told someone, I say. She shakes her head. No one would believe an Omega over a future Alpha and his Luna. I believe you, I say instantly. She swallows hard. Why? She asks. Because I'm your mate, I want to say. Because your scent is woven into my bones. Because I was made for you. Instead, I say, because you're not a liar, and because they're terrible at covering their tracks. Her lips twitch, just slightly. I'm going to fix this, I vow. You can't, she whispers. I step closer, close enough to feel her trembling, close enough that the bond sparks like lightning under my skin. Yes, I say softly, I can. She closes her eyes, and for the first time, she doesn't step back. My voice drops to a growl. Cassidy, I will not let them destroy you. She opens her eyes again and meets my gaze with something fragile and fierce. For the first time, she whispers, I almost believe you. Believe it. Her breath shakes. My wolf pushes. Not yet. Not until she trusts me. She steps away first. We should keep working, she says, clearing her throat. But I see it, the shift, the crack in her armor, the bond settling deeper, and the fear that isn't fear at all. It's hope, the most dangerous thing she's held in years. I'll protect her. I'll expose them. I'll burn every lie they built. And then I'll show her exactly what fate intended when she tied our scent threads together.
I spend the rest of the day pretending my world isn't collapsing like a poorly assembled IKEA bookshelf, which is harder than it sounds because every time I look up, Leo is somewhere he shouldn't be, leaning against a cabinet, reviewing a file, watching me with that infuriating, interested expression. He doesn't leer. He doesn't smirk like the alphas upstairs who think omegas are chew toys. He studies me, like I'm a puzzle, like he fully intends to solve me, which is deeply unsettling. Because, first, rude, and second, I'm not solvable. I'm a discontinued emotional product. No refunds. Around 4 o'clock, Mrs. Reeves's voice slices through the basement like a serrated knife. Cassidy, upstairs, now! Perfect. Just what I needed to ruin my day further. I mutter to Leo, this is what it feels like when the villain summons you. He bites back a smile. Do you want backup? No, it might get you murdered. I'm hard to murder. I don't doubt it. The way he stands, the way he moves, the way his wolf pushes against the air when he's irritated. He's not just an alpha. He's something else. Something dangerous. Something I should run from. Instead, I walk straight into trouble. Upstairs. Executive floor of doom. Mrs. Reeves stands with Miranda and Evan, all three smiling like Botoxed demons, planning a sacrifice ritual. Cassidy, Mrs. Reeves says sweetly, we noticed a clerical discrepancy in one of last month's invoices. I blink. One of the invoices you prepared? Her smile falters. Evan found it. Of course he did. Evan steps forward with a printed sheet he probably snatched from a random folder. You processed a vendor payment incorrectly. I didn't process this, I say, scanning the document. I recognize the formatting. Miranda created this. Sloppy. Rushed. Amateur forgery. Miranda's voice goes syrupy. There's no need to be defensive. My eye twitches. What exactly is the error? I ask, keeping my voice calm. Evan taps the page. You duplicated a payment. Did I? I deadpan. Funny, Because the vendor listed here doesn't exist. That address is a closed parking lot. And this signature? I hold it up. It's clearly Miranda's handwriting, disguised just enough to fool someone with fewer brain cells. Belongs to whoever forgot Omegas can read. Mrs. Reaves inhales sharply. How dare you insinuate? Oh, please, I say, patience officially dead. If this is your attempt to fire me, try harder. Miranda's eyes narrow. You need to watch your tone, Cass. Why? I shrug. Are you afraid I'll use it to expose you? Her smile fractures for half a second. Then she smooths her hair, recovers, and says, You know what? Let's let Leo decide. My stomach drops. Oh no. No. Do not drag him into this. Not now. Not while everything is already fragile and humming with mate bond tension. But it's too late. Leo appears at the top of the stairs. Silent. Slow. Predatory. He takes in the scene with one glance. The forged invoice, the fake smiles, my clenched jaw, and something inside him shifts. His eyes go dark. Not black, deep alpha shadow dark. The kind that means violence is being considered. Is there a problem? He asks lightly. Miranda beams. We found an error Cassidy made. Leo nods politely. Show me. She hands him the invoice, tipping her chin proudly, as if she's about to win a war. Leo scans it once. Just once. Then he laughs. Actually laughs. A quiet, lethal sound. Miranda stiffens. What's funny? Leo holds up the paper like it's something he scraped off his shoe. This is a forgery. Evan bristles. How would you know? Leo looks at him like he's a child holding a crayon wrong. Because, Leo says, Cassidy doesn't make amateur mistakes, and whoever wrote this couldn't even keep the font consistent. He taps the bottom signature. Also, this is not her handwriting. Miranda's face drains of color. Mrs. Reaves opens her mouth, closes it, opens it again, like a fish drowning in its own lies. Leo steps closer, calm, composed, terrifying. If you're going to frame someone, he says smoothly, try to do it with at least a passing knowledge of document forensics. He hands the paper back to Miranda like he's returning a cheap meal. Then he turns to me, and his voice softens in a way that makes heat crawl up my neck. Cassidy, you're fine. Go back to work. I blink, stunned. Miranda explodes. You can't dismiss this. She's an Omega. Leo's gaze snaps to her, and the entire hallway goes dead silent. Do not, he says quietly, mistake rank for intelligence. She is far more capable than anyone else in this room. Evan looks like he's about to faint. Mrs. Reaves sputters. Mr. Hale, with all due respect, none taken, Leo says curtly. But you will not target her again. Miranda's nostrils flare. Is that an order? Actually, Leo smiles in a way that is not friendly at all. Yes, it is. The room shifts around us. Power swirls. His alpha aura rolls through the air like thunder. I feel it in my bones, in my blood, in my wolf. Everyone else steps back instinctively. Except me. I don't know if that's bravery or stupidity. Probably both. Leo gestures toward the stairs. Cassidy? I nod mutely, because if I speak, I might say something stupid, like, thank you, or stop protecting me, or God's help me, I'm falling for you. I hurry down the stairs without looking back, but I hear Miranda hiss, "You're making a mistake." And Leo replies smoothly, "No, I'm correcting yours." Back in the basement, I drop into my rolling chair like my legs forgot how to function. My pulse is racing. My wolf is pacing. My entire body feels like it's buzzing with adrenaline and humiliation and something else. Leo descends a moment later, steps sure and slow. "Are you okay?" he asks. "No." "Do you want to talk about it?" "Absolutely not." He nods once, unbothered. But he doesn't leave. He leans against the filing cabinet and crosses his arms. "Well," he says dryly, "if it makes you feel better, Miranda's terrible at forgery." I choke on a laugh. "You didn't have to embarrass her like that." "I did." "You really didn't." He tilts his head. "Cassidy, they're targeting you." I freeze. "They won't stop," he continues softly. "Not until you're fired. Or worse." My breath leaves me in a shaky exhale. "And you're in danger." I look away. Because I know. Because he knows. Because the contract forgery wasn't just a mistake. It was a test. A warning. The beginning of a plan to eliminate me. "I can handle them," I whisper. "No," he says gently. "You can face them. You can fight them. You can outsmart them." He steps closer. "But you shouldn't have to do it alone." I shake my head. "You don't even know me." He smiles faintly. "I know enough." "Like what?" He steps even closer, so close, the heat from his chest warms the front of my cardigan. "I know," he murmurs, "that you aren't afraid of them anymore." My breath stops. "And I know," he says softly, eyes locked on mine, "that you should be afraid of me." "Why?" I whisper. His smile deepens. "Because I'm not here to watch you fall." He leans in, voice a low, velvet threat. "I'm here to make sure you rise."
Cassidy thinks I helped her in that hallway because I'm kind, or protective, or incapable of minding my own business. Wrong. I helped her because the second Miranda shoved that forged invoice at her, the moment I saw Evan's smug little face waiting to watch her crumble, I felt something ancient and feral uncoil inside me. Not possessive, not jealous, not even alpha dominance. Purpose. Cassidy isn't just my mate. She's the pressure point in a network of corruption these idiots built from arrogance and stupidity. And they handed her to me like a gift-wrapped confession. I don't believe in luck, but sometimes I believe in opportunity disguised as fate. And this has fate's fingerprints all over it. When I returned to my temporary office upstairs, glass walls, perfect view of the city, too sterile to feel real, I lock the door and drop into the chair. Then I pull out the file Cassidy handed me earlier. The contract. The one with her forged signature and the missing funds. The one that could ruin her. I read it again, slower this time. Drafted by Miranda, approved by Evan, processed under Cassidy's login. And the payment? A transfer to a non-existent vendor. My lips curve. There it is, the first loose thread. I pull it. 2 hours later. I've traced the falsified vendor account through 3 shell companies, all of them tied to a master account under a name I recognize. Gregory Shaw. Xyled Beta. Former firm accountant. Known for skimming from pack-run businesses. He disappeared 3 years ago, or rather, someone helped him disappear. Now I know who. I close my laptop, leaning back. Miranda and Evan aren't just manipulative. They're criminals, and not even good ones. The more I uncover, the more vicious my wolf becomes. Because forging Cassidy's signature wasn't just a tactic, it was a threat. If she talked, they'd use this against her. If she ran, they'd accuse her. If she pushed too hard, they'd have her arrested. Before I even realize it, my fingers have dug crescents into the armrest. Easy, I tell myself. Breaking furniture won't help her. But the anger won't fade. She thinks she's alone. She thinks she's powerless. She thinks she's one mistake away from being erased. She has no idea what she is to me. She has no idea what I'm capable of. And she has no idea how far I'll go to protect what's mine. There's a knock on my door. I scent her before she speaks. Moonlight, ink, warm skin, and bitterness wrapped in soft defiance. Cassidy. I inhale once, slowly, grounding myself. "Come in," I say. She opens the door a few inches, peeking around it like she expects to find a trap. Mrs. Reaves wants you." Of course she does. "Do you want to come with me?" I ask mildly. Her eyes widen like I just suggested we rob a bank. "Absolutely not." "Afraid of her?" "I'm afraid of you," she says bluntly. "She just gives me hives." Ah, honesty. Good. "What did I do?" I ask, amused. "You exist loudly," she snaps. "It's irritating." I smile. Most people find me charming. "Most people haven't met me." She's so damn cute when she's defensive. I rise from my chair and walk toward her. She steps back instantly. Good girl. I stop just close enough that she feels the heat radiating off me. "Cassidy," I murmur, "I'm not your enemy." "You could be." "Only if you make me." She swallows. "That's not comforting." I lean in a fraction, not enough to trap her, just enough to let my aura brush hers. Her wolf reacts instantly. I hear the inhale, the hitch, the way her limbs go soft for a split second before she steels her spine again. She's fighting her instincts with everything she has, and it's intoxicating. I lower my voice. "Your enemies forged your signature." Her breath catches. "Who?" she whispers. "Miranda," I say, "and Evan." She closes her eyes, pain flashing across her face before she masks it with annoyance. "I knew it," she mutters. "She's been trying to get rid of me since before Evan dumped me." "Why?" Cassidy hesitates. Then she looks up at me with eyes full of something fragile and sharp. "Because she's always wanted what I had," she says. "And Evan was just another accessory." I study her, really study her. And I see it. The truth she's never said out loud. "It wasn't that he left," I say softly. "It's that he replaced you with someone you trusted." Her hands shake.
Just a little. Barely a tremor. But enough. I want to pull her close. I want to tell her she deserves better. I want to tell her she is the smartest, fiercest Omega I've ever seen. Instead, I say, "You're not losing this battle." She snorts. "I'm already losing." Not anymore. I hand her the contract. She scans it again, eyes narrowing. "This document," I say, "is the first proof that the Reeves-Lorne family has been embezzling PAC funds." Cassidy looks up at me in stunned silence. "You're saying," she whispers, "that I'm not the liability?" I shake my head.
You're the key. Her breathing stutters, and I see it. A spark. A very small, very fragile spark. Hope. She tries to smother it. She fails. "We're going to take them down," I say. Her lip trembles, just barely. "Leo," she whispers, "you're playing with fire." "No." I move closer, lowering my voice to a growl. "I'm here to drag you out of the flames before they burn you alive." She looks at me like I'm a weapon aimed at the world, and she's just realizing she gets to choose where I strike. Her voice is small, but fiercer than anything in this building. "What do we do first?" I smile, a slow, dangerous thing. "We bait them," I say. "We let them think you're vulnerable." "And then?" she asks. "And then," I say, stepping close enough that she must tilt her chin up, "we make them wish they'd never touched you."
If the moon goddess wants to test me, she should at least send a memo, a warning, a smoke signal. Because today is the day my patience, my professionalism, and my Omega conditioning all simultaneously expire. It starts with an email. From Miranda Lorne to entire staff. Subject: dress code reminder. Please ensure attire is professional and appropriate. Some staff members have recently appeared distracted. Let's maintain standards. Translation: Cassidy is breathing somewhere. Silence her. I stare at my screen. My wolf bares her teeth. Leo walks past my desk right then, glances at the email, and mutters, low enough for only me, "Subtle. Like a dumpster fire." My lips twitch. She thinks I'm going to hide in the bathroom and cry. Are you? No. Good. He continues down the hall, but I can feel his presence like static in the air. Like gravity. Trouble gravity. 10:07 a.m. The lunchroom ambush. I go to heat my leftovers. Simple, harmless mission. Except Miranda and her flock of hyenas, Lisa, Brielle, and one girl whose name I've never learned because she only speaks and giggles, are already there. Miranda leans against the counter, swirling her iced latte like she's performing a sacrifice ritual. "Oh," she says sweetly. "Cassidy. Didn't realize basements had lunch breaks." Lisa snickers. I smile. Didn't realize nepotism had a fan club. The microwave beeps. Miranda steps in front of it. Cute. "Cass," she says, "we should talk." No. It's about professionalism. No. You're being dramatic. Miranda, unless this conversation ends with you spontaneously combusting, I'm not interested. Her nostrils flare. You're embarrassing yourself. I haven't even started. She lowers her voice. You need to stop following Leo around. I blink, then laugh. Hard. Following him? I repeat. Sweetheart, I run from him like he's selling extended car warranties. Her lip curls. He's mine. My eyebrows shoot up so fast they nearly exit the atmosphere. Yours? I say slowly. Miranda, he barely tolerates standing next to you. He will be mine, she corrects. Men like him need guidance. By guidance, do you mean blackmail? Bribery? Ritual sacrifice? She hisses. He is clearly interested in me. He is clearly interested in oxygen. That doesn't make it yours either. Lisa giggles nervously. Brielle's eyes dark between us like she's watching live-streamed combat. Miranda steps closer. Stay away from him. No. Cassidy, no. You don't know who he is. The words hit harder than I expect. Because she's right. And wrong. I don't know Leo. But I feel him. The bond. The pull. The way my wolf edges toward him with dangerous curiosity. Miranda leans in, voice dripping venom. He will never choose someone like you. I feel something snap. Not loudly, not dramatically. Like a thread that's been fraying for years, finally giving out. I smile. Bright, sharp, a little unhinged. Miranda? Yes, she sneers. Projecting is a full-time job. You should list it on your resume. Before she can respond, Leo's voice comes from behind us. Is there a problem? We all turn. He's leaning against the doorway, hands in his pockets, looking like sin dipped in civility. Miranda beams. Leo, we were just discussing office boundaries. No, he says flatly. You were threatening her. Miranda blinks. I heard everything. Her face goes pale. Lisa and Brielle suddenly remember they left the oven on somewhere and vanish. Leo steps closer, gaze sharp. Cassidy. Lunch? My brain. No, we are not doing lunch with the Alpha King disguised as a consultant. We are not feeding the mate bond. We are not giving Miranda ammunition. My mouth. Sure. Damn it. At 11:45 a.m. We walk to a cafe down the street, not because I want to, but because Leo is the kind of man who doesn't accept I'll eat my leftovers in a supply closet as a lifestyle choice. The moment we sit, he levels me with a look. You okay? Yes. Liar. I stab my salad. She's just jealous. She should be. I freeze. I didn't mean, he starts. You did, I say quickly. His eyes soften. Cassidy, she's threatened by you. Not because of looks or rank or anything superficial. I blink. Then what? Because you don't break. My throat tightens. I have broken, I whisper. Then you rebuilt, he says. Stronger. The compliment hits something deep, something tender, something I don't let people touch. I clear my throat aggressively. This salad sucks. He smiles. You're deflecting. Yes. I respect that. I look away, flustered. Then Leo leans in, voice dropping low. By the way, she's wrong. About what? I don't need guidance, he murmurs. And if I did, it wouldn't be from her. My wolf flicks her tail like she owns the world. Leo, I say tightly, stop flirting. I'm not flirting. Then what are you doing? I'm stating facts. I glare. Be less factual. He laughs, and the sound is warm enough to melt glaciers. 12:27 p.m. Back at the firm. When we return, the entire office buzzes like someone tweeted a scandal. Miranda watches us from across the lobby with her jaw clenched hard enough to crack enamel. Evan stands beside her, arms crossed, expression sour. Leo leans down to whisper, "Ignore them." I'm trying, they're loud. I meant emotionally. That's harder. I know. We reach the elevator. The doors open. Miranda storms in after us. Oh, joy. Cassidy, she says sweetly. Mother wants you to assist with document prep. I blink. I work in archives. Not today. Leo steps forward. Cassidy is working with me. Miranda laughs. No, she is not. Leo steps closer, and when he speaks, every hair on my body stands on end. Yes, he says quietly. She is. The mate bond surges, sharp, hot, electric. Miranda opens her mouth to argue, and then the elevator jolts. Lights flicker. The car jerks downward violently. Miranda screams. I grab the railing. Leo wraps an arm around my waist, pulling me against him to steady me. The elevator slams to a stop. Emergency lights flash. Miranda shrieks. Leo holds me tighter. And my wolf whispers, "You're safe." For the first time in years, she's right.
The elevator didn't fail. It was sabotaged. The second the car jerks to a dead stop and the emergency lights flick on, my wolf goes from simmering to a silent, murderous boil. Cassidy clings to the railing, breath fast. Miranda is shrieking like a kettle hitting full steam. I tighten my grip on Cassidy's waist, lowering my voice so only she hears. You're safe. I've got you. Her fingers clutch my sleeve, not for comfort, for grounding, for survival. But she's touching me willingly for the first time, and that does something feral to my chest. Miranda flails toward me. Do something! You're an alpha! I look at her, unblinking. I am doing something, I say coolly. I'm keeping Cassidy from hitting her head. Miranda sputters. What about me? You're fine. She is not fine. She's shaking so hard her teeth click, and I don't care. Because the scent in this elevator, beneath the panic and metal, is wrong. Burnt insulation. Artificial sabotage. Timed failure. Not a malfunction. Someone did this. Someone who wanted Cassidy scared. Someone who wanted her vulnerable. Someone who underestimates me. The panel sparks. Cassidy jumps. I steady her instantly. It's okay, I murmur. I'm not afraid of elevators, she whispers shakily. I'm afraid of dying stupidly. I smile. You won't die stupidly. Not on my watch. Miranda groans dramatically. Are you flirting while we're plummeting to our deaths? We're not plummeting, I say. Not yet, Miranda squeaks. I press the emergency button. Nothing. It's dead, which confirms everything I feared. Sabotage. Cassidy inches closer subconsciously, her shoulder brushing mine as the elevator rocks. Her wolf is pressed against mine, trembling, instinctively reaching for an anchor. I lower my lips to her ear. "Cassidy," I murmur. "Focus on my voice." She swallows hard. "Okay." "Good girl." Her breath catches. Her wolf purrs. Miranda gags loudly. "Disgusting! Omegas are—" I look at Miranda. "Finish that sentence. I dare you." She snaps her mouth shut. Cassidy lets out a tiny, unexpected laugh. It's breathless, shaky, but real. My heartbeat stutters. She's terrified, and she still finds humor. Gods, she's perfect. I turn my attention to the panel, crouching beside it. I hear faint movement above the car, like someone crawling along the shaft. My jaw tightens. Rogues? Council rivals? Or Evan being stupider than genetics should allow? Doesn't matter. I'm going to find them. Cassidy kneels beside me. "Can you fix it?" "No." "Comforting." "Honesty is a virtue." She mutters, "You have too many virtues." I grin despite the situation. "Back up," I tell both women. Miranda presses herself against the wall. Cassidy stays exactly where she is. Of course she does. Fearless little thing. I slide my fingers along the edges of the panel, feeling for the latch, then hook a nail under it and rip it open. Miranda screams. Cassidy only flinches. Good Omega. The wiring is a mess of cut lines and rerouted cables. Definitely sabotage. "Who would do this?" Cassidy whispers. I meet her eyes. "Someone who wanted you hurt." Her pupils blow wide. She looks stricken, then angry, then deadly calm. "That's Miranda," she says. Miranda gasps. "I would never! Why would I murder you in an elevator? That's tacky." Cassidy folds her arms. "You literally sabotaged my brakes last year." My head snaps toward her. "She what?" Cassidy winces. "It was minor." "Minor?" I roar. Miranda shrieks, pressing herself into the corner. "She can't prove it!" "Oh, I'm going to prove it," I say coldly. "And then you're going to pray I'm the one who finds you first." Cassidy touches my wrist. Just a brush. Light. Soft. "Leo," she says gently. "Focus." Her voice pulls me back like a hand in my chest. Right. Cassidy comes first. Vengeance second. I inhale, slow and controlled. "Fine," I say. "Cassidy, hold on to me." "Why?" "I'm going to get us out." She hesitates. Miranda doesn't. She lunges. I block her with one arm and gently pull Cassidy closer with the other. "No," I tell Miranda simply. "I only carry her." "Excuse me?" Miranda shrieks. Cassidy blinks up at me. "Carry me?" "You're small," I say. Cassidy makes a face. "Rude?" "Efficient," I correct. She sighs. "Fine." I slide an arm under her knees and another around her back, lifting her effortlessly. She gasps and loops her arms around my neck instinctively. The bond snaps tight. Hot. Electric. Alive. Everything in me growls in satisfaction. Mine. I push the emergency hatch overhead.
It opens easily. Too easily. Sabotaged from above. I boost Cassidy upward first, guiding her hands to the ladder inside the shaft. "You're doing amazing," I murmur. "I'm doing nothing." "You're breathing. That counts." She laughs, weak but real. I follow right behind her, one hand on her waist, making sure she doesn't slip. Miranda shrieks from the elevator car. "Don't leave me!"
"You'll be fine," I call down. "Probably," Cassidy giggles. We climb 2 floors before I push the hatch of the next landing open and lift Cassidy into the hallway. She scrambles to her feet, cheeks flushed, hair wild, chest rising fast. She's never been more beautiful. When I join her, Miranda is still crying below. Cassidy leans against the wall, shaking. I place a hand on her cheek. "You're safe." Her eyes shimmer. For a moment, I think she's going to collapse into me. Instead, she whispers, "Leo, someone tried to kill me." I nod once, jaw tight. "Yes." "Why?" And this is where things snap inside me. "Because," I say softly, brushing her cheek with my thumb, "you're the one person who can destroy them." Her breath stops. I lean in, letting my voice drop to a velvet growl. "And now, they've made the mistake of touching what's mine." Her heart skips. She whispers, "Leo, the way you say that." "True," I offer. "Dangerous." "Same thing." Her cheeks flush. "I'm not yours." My hand slides to her jaw, gently tilting her chin up. "Cassidy," I murmur, "I'm going to protect you either way." She shivers, full body, involuntary. Then she whispers, "Leo, what are you really?" I smile, slow and wicked. "You'll find out soon." And as I lift her gently to her feet, guiding her toward my office and away from danger, I think, if anyone else touches her again, I'll show this entire pack exactly what an Alpha King really is.
By the time Leo guides me into his temporary office, my legs are shaking so badly, I'm surprised they haven't filed a formal complaint. He shuts the door behind us, and the click sounds final. Safe. Dangerous. Both. My back hits the wall, and I inhale sharply. Not because of the elevator, not because Miranda nearly shrieked her way into a stroke, but because it finally hits me. They tried to kill me. Not ruin my reputation, not humiliate me, not demote me. Kill me. My wolf paces under my skin, restless, alert, furious. Leo steps closer, slow and intentional, like approaching a wounded animal. His voice softens, dropping low and warm. "Cassidy, talk to me." I shake my head. "I'm fine." He raises a brow. "Your hands are shaking." "I'm cold. It's 73 degrees in here. I have poor circulation." "Cassidy." He says my name like a prayer and a threat all at once. I sink into the chair. My knees can't hold me anymore. Leo kneels in front of me, freaking kneels, and gently takes one of my trembling hands in his. My heart stops, then kicks, then attempts to sprint out of my body. His thumb brushes over my pulse. "Slow," he murmurs. Breathe with me. I glare at him. I don't need breathing lessons. Clearly you do. You're very bossy. He almost smiles. You like it. Oh, gods. He's not wrong. And that's the problem. I try to pull my hand back. He doesn't tighten his grip. He just doesn't let go. Someone cut the elevator wiring, he says quietly. This wasn't an accident. My stomach twists. Who would do something like that? Someone desperate, he answers. Or stupid. Or both. I know exactly who he means. We both do. Miranda wouldn't, she would. He cuts in. She has before. I swallow. Heat crawls up my throat. He leans back on his heels, studying me. You should tell me everything. No. He lifts a brow. No. I don't trust you. The words hang between us. Leo's expression doesn't crack. If anything, it sharpens, like I just gave him a riddle he's excited to solve. That's fair, he says. I blink. I expected anger, or hurt, or another lecture. Instead, he says, let me earn it. My breath catches. He says it so simply, like it's obvious, easy. It's not. I don't. My voice cracks. I hate that. Leo, I don't know what you want from me. He rises slowly, towering over me, but not in a threatening way, in a way that makes me feel shielded. Everything, he says softly. Eventually. My chest tightens. But right now, I'll settle for the truth. What truth? You're scared, he says quietly. And you're pretending you're not. I look away. Pretending is a survival skill. It shouldn't have to be. You can't fix my life, I snap. He steps closer, eyes locked with mine. Watch me. My pulse skitters. Then, knock. Too loud, too sharp. Leo stiffens. Instant shift. From comforting alpha to predatory sentinel. I recognize the scent before the door opens. Evan, of course. He pushes the door without waiting. His gaze flicks between me and Leo, my flushed face, Leo's proximity, the fact Leo still hasn't moved away from me. Evan's jaw clenches. Perfect. Cassidy, he says, tone clipped. Mother needs you. Leo doesn't turn around. She can wait, Leo says coolly. Evan bristles. This is a workplace matter. You're interfering. I am, Leo agrees. Deliberately. Cassidy 5 minutes ago would have shrunk, would have apologized, would have scrambled to obey. But Cassidy right now? She's pissed. She's done. She's tired of playing dead. I stand. Leo's hand hovers near my waist, but doesn't touch. Evan, I say evenly. I'm busy. Evan scoffs. With what? Filing? Crying? Whatever it is Omegas do. Leo actually growls. The walls vibrate. Evan takes a step back. I take a step forward. No, I say quietly. I'm busy discussing the fact someone tried to murder me. Evan's face pales. Murder? Cassidy, be serious. I am, for once. He swallows, looks at Leo, then back at me. Cass, he says softly. Maybe if you didn't provoke Miranda. Something in me snaps, Hard, fast, completely. Are you blaming me? I ask. No, are you actually blaming me for someone sabotaging an elevator? I'm just saying, I stepped toward him with a smile so sharp it could slit throats. Listen very carefully, Evan, I say. The only reason you're still standing is that I'm too tired to ruin your life today. Leo's wolf purrs at that. Mine howls approval. Evan's throat bobs. Cassidy, no! I say again. You don't get to say my name. Not anymore. And if you, or Miranda, or your mother ever come near me again. I lean in, lowering my voice to a purr. I'll stop pretending I'm harmless. Evan takes a step back. Leo smiles at him. Not kindly, not encouragingly. A smile like a blade being unsheathed. The kind of smile alphas give, right before the kill. I turn and walk past both of them, adrenaline buzzing in my veins, my head held high. Leo follows silently. When we reach the stairwell, I pause. He leans in, voice low. You stood up to him, he says. I know. You didn't freeze. I know. You were magnificent. Heat floods my cheeks. Oh, shut up. He laughs softly. Never. For the first time today, my wolf settles. Not calm, not quiet, but ready. Leo steps closer, brushing my shoulder. We're going to expose them, Cassidy. How? He lifts the file between two fingers. With this, he murmurs, and the council. And a plan I'm going to need your help with. My help? I echo. He nods, gaze warm and deadly. You're the smartest person in this building. Even your enemies know it. I swallow, then whisper. What's the plan? Leo smiles like the moon goddess herself, handed him a match and pointed to a pile of gasoline. We're going to make them destroy themselves.
My mate is dangerous. Not because she's violent, not because she's powerful, not because she's unhinged in the ways that make Omegas either revered or ruined. She's dangerous because she's smart. The kind of smart that doesn't show off, doesn't brag, doesn't wave its brilliance like a banner. She just sees things, patterns, motives, weak points, and she stores them like ammunition. Which is exactly why I bring her into my office, shut the door, and lower my voice to a confidential murmur. Cassidy, I say, I'm going to show you something, and once I do, you're in this with me. She crosses her arms. I've been in this since Miranda found out I existed. Good point. I open my laptop and tilt it toward her. Her brows lift. What is that? Your forged contract, I say, scrolling, and the money trail behind it. She leans closer, and I have to physically stop myself from brushing her hair back. The scent of her, warm skin, something softly floral, something uniquely hers, wraps around me, punching through my ribs. Focus. I zoom in. This account, I say, tapping the screen, is registered to a fake vendor. The funds were funneled through 3 shells. She frowns. Shells? Companies that don't actually exist. Fronts. And who controls them? I click once. A name appears. Gregory Shaw. She inhales sharply. He worked here, years ago. Until he was fired. For embezzlement. Correct. Her mind turns like the click of tumblers unlocking a safe. So he... what? Stayed in touch with Evan? Or Miranda, I say, or both. Her breath shivers. Not fear, realization. This wasn't just about humiliating me, she whispers. No. They needed a scapegoat. Yes. They needed an Omega no one would defend. My jaw clenches. They picked the wrong one. She looks at me, eyes sharp as glass. Something in her softens, hardens, breaks, heals, all at once. Leo, she says quietly, why are you helping me? I weigh my answer. The truth is too big, too heavy, too fate-touched. Because you're mine. Because the moon herself tied us together. Because my wolf recognized you instantly, even before I did. Instead, I say, because you're the only one here who actually gives a damn about the truth. Her lips part slightly. She's not used to being believed. Good. She better get used to it. I sit beside her, close enough our knees brush. Her breath hitches. Look at this, I say, pulling up another document. This is a transfer from 2 months ago. Same fake vendor, same shell trail. She scans it. Then she goes still. Leo, she whispers. That's my signature again. I meet her eyes. She's pale, shaken. Cassidy, I say gently, did you sign this? Her voice cracks. No. Did you ever approve this transaction? No. Did you process it? Leo, I told you. I know. My voice softens. I believe you. She looks down. Her lashes tremble. I see it. A flicker. A tiny flame. Trust. It hits harder than it should. I exhale slowly. They didn't just forge one signature. They forged several. And they did it expecting you to take the fall. What do we do? She whispers. I lean back, crossing one ankle over my knee, thinking. We let them keep going. She blinks. I'm sorry? We let them think their plan is working. We let them believe you're cornered. We let them grow confident. Sloppy. Her eyes narrow. And then? She asks. I smile. Then we take everything from them. She exhales shakily. This is insane. Correct. It's dangerous. Yes. And it could ruin me. I tilt my head. Cassidy? She swallows. What? I don't let my mate get ruined. She goes very still. Her voice trembles. Leo, don't call me that. Why not? Because I can't. She cuts herself off, shaking her head. I can't survive another betrayal. My head lowers until my forehead nearly touches hers. I will never betray you. Her breathing falters. Her wolf surges against mine. Her scent sweetens, warm and unsure. Don't promise that, she whispers. You don't know me. I know enough. What does that mean? I stand. She watches me like she's waiting for the blow. Instead, I walk behind my desk, pull out a small object, and place it in her palm. A sleek, silver recording pen. She frowns. What is this? Insurance, I say. Wherever you go,
it goes. If they threaten you again, if they sabotage anything, if they so much as glare at you sideways, I want it recorded. Her eyes widen. Leo, and, I add, you report everything to me, immediately. She bristles. You're giving me rules now? Yes. And if I don't follow them? I meet her gaze evenly. Then I'll carry you out of this building and keep you somewhere safe until the investigation is over. Her mouth falls open. You can't just... I can. Her cheeks flush. You wouldn't. Try me. She glares. Leo, Cassidy. This is insane. This is necessary. She groans into her hands. You're impossible.
I grin. You like it? I do not. You absolutely do. She stands flustered, cheeks pink. I'm going back to archives, she mutters. Not alone, I correct. She spins. I'm not letting you babysit. I'm not babysitting. I pause. I'm escorting. That's the same thing. To you. My smile turns sharp. Not to predators. Her breath catches. Leo? Yes. You terrify me. Good, I say softly. Her eyes widen. Predators should terrify their enemies, I murmur, stepping past her to open the door. Not their mates. She freezes. Her voice is barely a whisper. So you're saying I am your mate? I look over my shoulder. Cassidy, I say quietly, I've known since the second I smelled your fear. She inhales sharply. Fear? Not of me. I pause. Of them. She swallows. And the moment I realized you were mine, I add softly, I stopped caring what anyone else wants. Her pulse races. I hear it. Come, I say, stepping out into the hallway. We have work to do. She follows, not because she trusts me yet, but because she trusts herself enough to keep walking. And because fate, the moon, and every thread of power in my blood has already chosen her. And I do not argue with fate. I wage war for it.
I return to the basement with my heart in my throat, Leo's recording pen tucked in my cardigan pocket, and my thoughts spinning like someone threw my brain in a blender set to emotional puree. Leo says I'm his mate. He said it casually, like the weather. He said it seriously, like a vow. He said it softly, like slipping a truth into my bloodstream. My wolf hasn't stopped pacing since. But I can't think about that right now. Not with the elevator sabotage. Not with Miranda plotting. Not with Evan breathing. Not with Leo's mysterious investigation. I sink onto my rolling chair and run my hands through my hair. Then I hear something. Voices, up on the landing. Familiar voices. Bad voices. I tense, rising quietly, and move closer to the staircase. The voices drift down. Mrs. Reaves, Evan, Miranda. Talking. Plotting. I click the pen in my pocket. A soft beep confirms the recording started. Thank you, Leo. Can't believe she survived. Evan hisses. My blood ice hardens. Well, I didn't cut enough wires. Miranda snaps. And if you'd been patient. Patience won't save us. Mrs. Reaves interrupts quietly. Leo isn't what he seems. My heart pounds. Miranda scoffs. He's a consultant. No, Mrs. Reaves says sharply. He's someone more dangerous than that. How do you know? Evan demands. There's a pause. A soft rustle of paper. Then Mrs. Reaves says, "Because I checked his background. Leo Hale is an alias." My breath catches. Alias? Then who is he? Miranda asks. Someone the council is terrified of. Leo, what did you do? Mrs. Reaves lowers her voice even further. And he's fixated on Cassidy. Miranda hisses, because she's an easy target. No, Mrs. Reaves replies. She's a threat. I freeze so completely I forget to breathe. A threat? Me? Mrs. Reaves continues. She may not know what she is, but if he knows, we're all finished. Evan scoffs. She's an Omega. Not fully, Mrs. Reaves says. Ice crawls over my skin. What does that mean? Miranda demands. And then, Mrs. Reaves says something that shatters my entire world. Cassidy's bloodline wasn't supposed to survive. My knees buckle. I grip the railing, heart hammering painfully loud. Evan laughs. You're joking. I'm not. Miranda's voice cracks. What bloodline? Mrs. Reaves inhales shakily. Her grandmother was the last recorded Omega seer. The world tilts. An Omega? What? Seer? She died before Cassidy was born, Mrs. Reaves continues. The bloodline was believed dormant, but if Cassidy inherited even a fraction of it, Miranda gasps. She could expose everything. Evan curses. We need to get rid of her. My stomach flips. Mrs. Reaves snaps. Not now. Not with Leo watching her every second. We have to be strategic. Miranda snarls. I won't let her ruin my Luna ceremony. Mrs. Reaves' voice sharpens. You won't have to. Once the council sees those forged contracts. My blood freezes. She's going to present them. Cassidy will be exiled or imprisoned. Either way, she's gone. No. Evan murmurs. No. Leo's already suspicious. He saw the invoice. He won't see the rest, Mrs. Reaves says coolly. We'll make sure of that. Miranda clicks her heels impatiently. So what do we do? Mrs. Reaves exhales, long and slow. We destroy her credibility. Completely. How? Evan asks. Mrs. Reaves lists each plan like a grocery order. We plant evidence in her locker. We leak false messages implying she stole from the firm. We stage a public meltdown. And if she tries to defend herself, a pause, then, our witnesses will say she's unstable. Miranda smiles. Perfect. Mrs. Reaves continues, almost bored. And once the council calls for a hearing, Cassidy will be removed quietly. Removed, as in killed. My lungs burn. My throat closes. My wolf scratches at my ribs in panic and fury. Then Evan says, and Leo? What if he sides with her? Mrs. Reaves, he won't. Not when he sees what we're going to manufacture. Miranda laughs under her breath, a cruel, satisfied sound. And if he tries to help her, she adds sweetly, we'll ruin him too. My vision blurs. My heart slams hard enough to bruise. I stumble backward, gripping the railing so tightly my knuckles burn. I need to get out. I need air. I need... Hands. Strong, warm hands wrap around my arms from behind. I choke on a scream, and then a familiar voice whispers, "Cassidy, it's me. You're safe." Leo. I sag against him like my bones gave out. He steadies me instantly, pulling me into the shadowed corner behind the shelves. His breath hits my ear, steady, controlled, but threaded with fury. "You heard," he murmurs. It isn't a question. I nod once, jerky, shaking. He pulls the recording pen from my pocket, clicks it closed, slides it into his own. Then he cups my face. "Cassidy," he whispers. "Look at me." I do. His eyes burn. Silver, storm bright, deadly. "They're done," he says softly. My lips tremble. "Leo, I'm not who I thought I was." He shakes his head. "No, little moon," he murmurs. "You're more." My breath stutters. "What am I?" I choke out. He leans in, pressing his forehead gently against mine. "I'll tell you," he whispers, "but not here." I grip his shirt, desperate, terrified, shaking. "Are you angry?" I whisper. "Yes," he says quietly, "but not at you." "At them?" "At the world," he corrects, "forever convincing you that your power was something to hide." My eyes sting. My chest aches. "Leo," I swallow. "What am I to you?" His thumb brushes my cheek, tender, claiming. "You," he murmurs, lips brushing my temple, "are the reason they're going to burn."
Cassidy is shaking, not trembling like an omega afraid of punishment, not quivering like prey sensing a predator. This is different. This is the tremor of a woman discovering the ground beneath her is a lie, and she's standing at the edge of a cliff with no memory of climbing it. I hold her face gently, my thumb brushing her cheek as her breath comes shallow. "Cassidy," I murmur, "I need you to breathe." She shakes her head. "They want me dead." "No." My voice is low, lethal. "They wanted you dead. Past tense." She shivers, because my tone leaves no room for interpretation. "That will never happen now." I slide my hands to her shoulders, grounding her. "You're safe with me." Her voice cracks. "Leo, what am I? Why did she say my bloodline wasn't supposed to survive?" I exhale slowly. I knew this moment would come. I didn't plan for it to happen in a dusty basement with her heart breaking in front of me. But fate doesn't care for timing. I take her hands. "Come with me." She hesitates, then nods. I guide her out of the basement, through the back stairwell, my aura expanded just enough that no one steps close, no one looks too long, no one interferes. We reach the rooftop exit. Cool air hits us the second the door closes behind us. Cassidy faces the skyline, breathing deeply, cheeks flushed with panic and fury. I step behind her, not touching, just near enough that she feels my presence pulling her back to earth. "Cassidy," I say quietly, "you asked who I am." She turns, searching my face. "Yes?" "And you deserve the truth." Her fingers twist in her cardigan. Her heartbeat races. Her scent shifts. Fear curling around trust. Uncertainty tangled with instinct. I take a breath. "I'm not a consultant," I begin. "I know," she whispers. "My name is Leo Hale," I continue. "But Hale isn't my true surname." Her throat bobs. Then what is it? I meet her gaze dead on. Blackwell. She freezes, her lips part. Blackwell, as in? Yes. Her breath catches. You're the… Yes. She staggers back a step, shock slamming through her. You're the Alpha King, she whispers. Yes. Silence hits us like a blow. Her eyes widen. Her wolf reacts to my title instantly, recognizing dominance so absolute nothing on earth can mimic it. She presses a hand to her chest, overwhelmed. I move slowly, giving her time. You're lying, she says weakly. You're lying, Leo. I don't lie to you. Her breath stutters. Why didn't you tell me? I needed to know why they were targeting you, I say softly. If they were just cruel or afraid. Afraid? She repeats. Yes. I step closer. Cassidy, I say gently, you are not just an Omega. Her eyes fill with hurt. Then what am I? I brush her cheek. You, I whisper, are the granddaughter of the last Omega seer. She goes still, silent, utterly frozen. I continue quietly. Your grandmother predicted pack outcomes, political shifts, threats. She saw patterns before they formed. The old council feared her. The rival packs feared her. Her voice is barely audible. That's not possible. It is, I say, and the ability passes through bloodlines, sometimes dormant, sometimes skipping a generation. Her lashes flutter. And you think I? No, I shake my head. I know you did. She swallows hard. How? 12 weeks ago, I say, you filed a case into the archive system on the exact same day a rogue ring collapsed. The exact same day 3 council votes flipped. The exact same day a human corporation abandoned a hostile takeover. Her eyes widen. You didn't do anything, I clarify, but your instinct placed everything exactly where it needed to fall. Her heart pounds. My gift isn't prophecy, she whispers. No, I agree. Your gift is pattern recognition so advanced the world calls it magic. She stares at me, horrified and awed. I step closer. You are dangerous, I murmur. For them, I add, touching her jaw. Not for me. She blinks rapidly. So they tried to erase me because… Because you are the only one who can expose them, I say. Because your mind is the weapon they fear. Her lip trembles, her voice cracks. Leo, I'm nobody. No, I cup her face. You're the most important person in this building. She tries to look away. I tilt her chin back gently. Cassidy? Her eyes fill. Cassidy, I whisper. You were born for more than this. A tear slips free. I catch it with my thumb. She whispers, voice trembling. Why didn't anyone tell me? Because people in power bury threats. And you? She asks. Are you going to bury me too? I let the full weight of my aura unfurl. Slow, controlled, wrapping around her like a shield. Never, I growl. Her breath catches. I take her hands, pressing them flat against my chest. You asked who you are to me. She nods. You, I say softly, are my mate, my equal, My future Luna. She inhales sharply. And the woman, I add quietly, I will go to war for. Cassidy stares at me. Fear, awe, fury, longing, disbelief, all blending into something electric. Then her voice cracks sideways, soft and terrified. What if you're wrong about me? I'm not. What if I can't be what you need? You already are. What if I ruin everything? I lean in, brushing my forehead to hers. Cassidy, I whisper, you are the one thing in this world I will never let go of. Her breath shakes. Her wolf leans into me, but she whispers, I don't know how to trust you. I whisper back, then let me earn it. Her eyes close. One tear falls. Then, she steps forward, letting her forehead rest against my chest, barely, softly, like a truce. My wolf exhales. My heart slams. My entire body goes still. She doesn't hug me. She doesn't cling. But she doesn't pull away. And that, for Cassidy Reaves, is the closest thing to surrender she's ever given. I wrap my arms around her slowly, not claiming, not demanding, protecting. Because now that I know exactly who she is, who she was born to become, there is only one thought left in my mind. I'm going to burn the world that tried to kill her.
I always thought revelations would feel freeing, like light breaking through a storm, like clarity. Instead, finding out I'm descendant of an Omega seer feels like someone handed me a lit stick of dynamite and said, "Hold this, don't drop it." Leo took it well. Too well. He's the Alpha King. He's used to handling dangerous things. I am not. I'm still shaking when we re-enter the building. Not visibly. You'd have to look closely. Leo notices anyway. Of course he does. He walks behind me like a silent storm, aura lowered, posture relaxed, but every muscle in his body is coiled. Ready. Watching. Cassidy, he murmurs as we approach the main hallway. Stay close. I open my mouth to tell him I can handle walking through a hallway, but stop when every head turns, every whisper rises, every phone subtly lifts. They're recording. My stomach flips. Miranda stands at the center of the lobby, smiling like she was carved from ice. Evan at her side, wearing the sanctimonious expression of a man about to sell a lie. Mrs. Reaves holding a folder like it's a dagger. Leo's fingers brush the small of my back. A subtle signal. Don't run. I don't. But gods, I want to. Miranda steps forward, voice syrupy sweet and poison deep. Cassidy, she says loudly enough to fill the lobby. We need to discuss the files found in your locker. My blood runs cold. Leo goes still behind me. So still, he might as well be a blade waiting to strike. What files? I ask. Miranda's smile widens. Evidence of embezzlement. The crowd gasps like paid actors. My ears ring. No, I say. Absolutely not. Cassidy, Mrs. Reaves interrupts sharply. We understand you've been struggling emotionally. It's normal for Omegas. Finish that sentence, Leo says behind me, voice calm and lethal. Mrs. Reaves swallows. Evan steps forward, holding up a printed email thread. Threatening, Fake. Staged perfectly. You sent these, he says. I snatch them from his hand. The emails detail a fictional plan to siphon money into a private fund, all written from my address, all time-stamped during the hours I was in the basement. My jaw shakes. This is fabricated, I snap. Cassidy, Miranda coos. I know humiliation makes you defensive. I laugh, loudly, harshly, like something cracked inside me. Oh, sweetie, I say with a bright, sharp grin. You haven't begun to see me defensive. Leo's aura flares for half a heartbeat, pride and warning intertwined. Miranda holds up a flash drive. Everything on this contains digital proof tying Cassidy to enough. Leo steps in front of me. The crowd freezes. Miranda's brows rise. Mr. Hale, with all due respect, you have none, he says simply. Gasps ripple. Cassidy wasn't near her locker today, he continues. She was with me, all day. The gossip explosion is instant. But, Evan sputters. And I, Leo adds, stepping closer, am a witness with perfect recall. Miranda's face twists. She is manipulating you. No, Leo says, smiling thinly. You are trying to manipulate everyone else. Mrs. Reaves steps forward, voice icy. The council won't believe you. Leo's smile is cruel. They will, especially when I deliver my findings personally. The Reeves-Lorne trio stiffen. Mrs. Reaves recovers first. Very well. We will settle this properly. We will convene an emergency council hearing. Perfect, Leo says. Cassidy has evidence to present. Miranda's mask cracks. What evidence? Leo nods toward me. I pulled the silver recording pen from my pocket. The lobby goes silent. What's that? Evan asks. Proof, I say softly, lifting my chin. Of your voices, your plan, your intentions. Miranda blanches. Evan curses. Mrs. Reaves steps back as if I suddenly became radioactive. Leo whispers near my ear. Good girl. Heat pools low in my stomach. I keep my face neutral. Miranda regains composure unnaturally fast. How do we know, she says sweetly, that you didn't fabricate that? Leo answers before I do. Because, he says quietly, it will be verified by the highest authority. Miranda scoffs. And who exactly is that? You? Leo takes a step forward, then another. His aura unfurls, slowly, deliberately, like a storm waking up. Employees step back, phones lower. The lights above flicker. Miranda laughs nervously. What? What are you doing? Leo's voice drops into something dark, deep, and ancient. Cassidy, he says, without breaking eye contact with Miranda. Would you like me to tell them? My throat closes. Tell them what? Evan asks, voice cracking. Leo finally turns to the room, and when he speaks, the entire floor goes quiet. My name, he says softly, is Leo Blackwell. Silence. Stillness. A collective inhale. Half the room goes pale. The other half kneels instinctively. Miranda chokes. That's That's not possible. He's... Yes, Leo says calmly. I am. Evan stumbles backward. The Alpha King? Leo's eyes glow faintly. Finally, someone here can read. Cassidy me would have laughed any other day, but today I'm numb. Leo turns toward me, and the crowd parts like water. I came here, he says, voice carrying through the lobby, to root out corruption. He steps beside me. And I found it. He lifts my hand gently. And I found her. Whispers break out. Is she his mate? Impossible. Omega? Royal? Miranda lunges forward. You can't protect her, she shrieks. She's nothing. Leo's aura slams out like a physical force, pinning her where she stands. Do not, he says, voice dread quiet, ever speak about her again. Miranda's face drains of all color. Leo takes my hand firmly. Cassidy, he says, loud enough for the entire room. The council hearing is tonight. My heart lurches. Tonight? I whisper. Yes. He squeezes my hand. And you are not going alone.
The council hall is silent, and the way graveyards are silent. Not empty, but expectant, watching, waiting to swallow the guilty whole. I enter with Cassidy at my side, not behind me, not trailing me, at my side. Every elder's eyes widen, every alpha straightens, every beta pales. And every omega in the room looks at Cassidy with something like shocked awe, because omegas don't walk beside kings. Not until today. Cassidy's hand trembles once in mine. Once. Then she lifts her chin and steadies it. Pride swells in my chest hard enough to ache. She looks powerful. Not loud, not fierce, but sharp, contained, a blade in soft silk. Exactly what they fear. Exactly what I want them to fear. The council elder at the head of the room clears his throat. King Blackwell, Elder Hollis says, bowing slightly, we weren't expecting you to accompany the accused. Cassidy stiffens. I tighten my grip on her hand, subtle but unmistakable. She is not the accused, I say, my voice carrying through the hall like distant thunder. She is the witness. Gasps ripple. Whispers rise. Elder Hollis regains composure. The Reeves-Lorne family has presented evidence. Forgery, I interrupt. Another wave of murmurs. Elder Lynn's eyes narrow. You make a bold claim, Your Majesty. I make a true claim, I say, and I intend to prove it. Miranda, Evan, and Mrs. Reeves sit across the room at the respondents' table, trying and failing to look composed. Miranda looks like a mannequin dipped in anxiety. Evan looks like he wants to crawl under the table. Mrs. Reeves looks furious that she's not in control. Good. Fear is the correct response. Cassidy stands slightly behind me as I address the council. Before we begin, Elder Hollis says stiffly, we must hear the charges. Mrs. Reeves rises smoothly, too smoothly, and begins her performance. Cassidy Reaves, she announces, is accused of forging contracts, embezzling PAC funds, and conspiring with known criminal Gregory Shaw. Interesting, I cut in, considering I have traced every transfer to Miranda Lorne's private shell accounts. Miranda jolts. Mrs. Reeves pales. Evan chokes on his own breath. Gasps explode across the room. Lies! Miranda shrieks, jumping to her feet. He's lying! I smile coldly. No, Miranda. You lied. Poorly. She looks like she wants to leap across the table and claw my eyes out. I would enjoy that. Elder Hollis slams his staff. Order! The hall quiets reluctantly. Mrs. Reaves regains composure. With all respect, Your Majesty, you are an outsider to this matter. I raise a brow. An outsider? Her face blanches. Good. Let me be clear, I say softly. There is not a matter in this kingdom I am an outsider to. Cassidy watches me, eyes wide, heart pounding, wolf alert. But she stands tall, proud, brave, mine. Elder Lynn folds her hands. King Blackwell, if you have evidence, present it. I nod at Cassidy. She steps forward. Her voice shakes at first, then sharpens like steel dragged across stone. This, she says, holding up Leo's pen, records voices. Several alphas lean forward, brows raised. And earlier today, Cassidy continues, I overheard the Reeves-Lorne family discussing the forged contracts, their involvement with Gregory Shaw, and their plan to frame me. Mrs. Reeves stands abruptly. That is slander! No, Cassidy says, clicking the pen. It's a recording. Miranda goes white as bone. Cassidy presses play. Their voices fill the council hall. Every word, every threat, every admission. Mrs. Reeves. Cassidy's bloodline wasn't supposed to survive. Miranda. We need her gone. Evan. We'll make sure she's blamed. The hall erupts. Elder Hollis slams his staff repeatedly. Silence! Miranda bolts up. That recording is fake! Elder Lynn tilts her head. Then allow us to have it analyzed. Miranda blanches. Evan sinks back into his seat like a collapsing souffle. Mrs. Reeves swallows, shoulders stiff, eyes calculating. Leo, me, leans forward, voice soft and lethal. The crimes are clear, I say, but the motive is unusual. Elder Hollis frowns. What motive? And why, I continue, they feared Cassidy so much they tried to erase her. Cassidy stiffens beside me. Mrs. Reeves goes still. Panicked. Cornered. Good. Explain, Elder Lynn demands. I step aside so Cassidy stands fully beside me in the circle of attention. She is not merely an Omega, I say. Whispers explode instantly. She is the last surviving descendant of the Omega Seers. The room goes silent. Dead silent. Elder Hollis inhales sharply. Elder Lynn rises halfway from her seat. Several alphas instinctively lower their heads. Mrs. Reeves collapses back into her chair, horrified. Miranda stares at me like I just set her house on fire. Evan looks like he's about to faint again. Cassidy trembles. Not in fear, in something deeper. Recognition. Awakening. Elder Hollis speaks first. Omega Seers are extinct. No, I say calmly, resting a hand on Cassidy's back. They tried to make them extinct. Cassidy flinches. I press my palm lightly, grounding her. Elder Lynn stands fully now. Cassidy Reaves, do you understand what this means? Cassidy swallows. Her voice barely makes it out. No. I step closer, lowering my voice so only she hears. Breathe, I whisper. Her eyes soften, Her wolf steadies. Then she faces the council, and something shifts. She doesn't look like the girl from archives anymore, or Evan's discarded fiancé, or Miranda's favorite target. She looks like someone who could ruin kingdoms. "I don't know why I have this bloodline," she says, voice steadier, "or what I'm supposed to be. But I never hurt anyone. I never stole. I never lied. I just survived." Her shoulders square. "And I'm done apologizing for it." Pride tears through me so fast I nearly growl. Elder Lynn nods slowly. "We believe you." Miranda's scream echoes off the walls. "This is a setup! He's lying! He wants her to be Luna!" Dead silence. I smile. "Thank you," I say smoothly, "for the confirmation." Elder Hollis slams the staff. "Enough! The verdict will be delivered." He looks at the Reeves-Lorne family with disdain. "The council finds Miranda Lorne, Evan Reeves, and Cordelia Reeves guilty of fraud, conspiracy, and attempted assassination of a royal blood Omega." Gasps shake the room. Miranda crumples. Evan shakes violently. Mrs. Reeves goes sheet white. "For these crimes," Elder Hollis continues, "the council sentences you to exile." I step forward. "No," I say. Everyone freezes. "Exile is mercy." Miranda chokes. What? "Their actions were not just criminal," I continue. "They were treason." Elder Lynn nods grimly. "And the punishment for treason against the crown is removal of rank," I finish softly. Miranda screams. Evan sobs. Mrs. Reeves begs. The council guards step forward. I turn to Cassidy. Her eyes are glassy, trembling, shocked. I lean in, murmuring, "It's over." She whispers, "Leo, Her voice breaks. I cup her cheek gently. "You don't have to say anything," I murmur. "Not yet." Her lips tremble. Her wolf presses against mine. She leans into my touch just enough to steal my breath. And I know we're not done. Not even close. Because the truth has been revealed. The traitors punished. The lies exposed. But there's still one thing left. Cassidy's future. And mine. Together.
When the council staff slams for the final time and the guards pull Miranda, Evan, and Mrs. Reeves from the chamber, something inside me snaps. Not violently, not loudly. Like a chain coming loose. Like a lock finally turning. Like a cage door opening, even though I never noticed the bars until now. The hall empties slowly. Alpha's murmuring, Beta's whispering, Omega's staring at me with something between awe and disbelief. But Leo never moves more than a few steps away. Every time someone approaches me, they swallow, bow, and step back. As if I grew talons. As if the world rewired itself and no one knows where to place me anymore. Truth? Neither do I. I'm the last Omega seer, whatever that means. I'm the mate of the Alpha King, whatever that means. I'm also the girl who ate microwaved leftovers in a basement 2 hours ago. Who am I now? I don't know. But I know this. I'm not afraid anymore. When the council dismisses us, Leo leads me out of the hall, down a quiet corridor, and into a private antechamber lined with moonlit windows. He shuts the door. The silence is so heavy, it's almost soft. He turns toward me slowly. Cassidy. My chest tightens. You don't have to, he begins. I cut him off, voice cracking. I'm not ready to hear anything comforting, or gentle, or romantic, or anything. He steps closer, slow enough I could walk away. I don't. Okay, he says simply. Then tell me what you are ready for. I sink into one of the window seats, wrapping my arms around myself. Answers, I whisper. I want answers. Leo nods, leaning against the opposite wall, not crowding, not dominating, just watching me like I'm the only thing in the room that matters. Ask. I take a long breath. Why didn't anyone tell me what I was? He doesn't hesitate. Because powerful omegas make corrupt people nervous. I swallow. And my grandmother? She frightened the wrong alphas, he says, so they buried her legacy. And me? They tried the same, he says softly. But you survived every attempt to break you. My eyes sting. Barely. You're still standing, he counters. That's not nothing. I laugh bitterly. Is being an Omega Seer even real? His face softens. Your gift isn't prophecy. It's clarity. You see patterns, motives, manipulations. So clearly, you expose people without realizing it. Your very existence threatens power that depends on hiding truth. I stare down at my hands. They look the same, small, unimpressive, shaking slightly. I don't feel powerful, I whisper. Leo pushes off the wall and approaches with measured steps. Cassidy. His voice turns molten. You walked into a council hearing carrying evidence that condemned a legacy family. You faced the people who betrayed you. You stood your ground. You spoke your truth. He kneels in front of me. It undoes something inside my chest. You're the bravest person I've ever met. My throat burns. Leo. My voice breaks. I don't know how to be this. He takes my hands gently in his. You don't have to be anything. Not for me. Not for the council. Not for fate. His fingers brush my wrist. Soft. Grounding. You just have to be Cassidy. I don't know why that hits so hard. Maybe because no one has ever wanted that version of me. They wanted the quiet one, the compliant one, the easy one. Leo wants the real one. My lip shakes. I'm terrified. He nods. Good. I blink. Good? He smiles faintly. Only fools go into power fearless. Terror means you understand the stakes. He stands and extends a hand. Come with me. I hesitate. Where? To see the firm, he says. One last time. My stomach flips, but I take his hand. Back at the firm. We enter through the lobby, now empty. Lights dimmed. Silence stretching through glass corridors like the building itself is holding its breath. My workplace. My humiliation. My prison for months. Now it feels different. I step toward the large Reeves Lorne directory mounted on the wall, Leo stops beside me. "Go ahead," he murmurs. I stare at the shining brass nameplate. Reeves, Lorne and Associates, Estetaged 1943. It used to intimidate me. Now it just looks flimsy. "I want it gone," I whisper. Leo smiles slowly. "I was hoping you'd say that." He reaches out, grips the edge of the metal plate, and tears it clean off the wall. I gasp. "Leo!" "Hmm? You can't just—" "I can," he says. "I'm the king." He hands the plate to me like a trophy. "What should the new name be?" he asks. I choke on a laugh. "You can't put my name on a law firm." "Why not? You already ran half of it from a basement." My cheeks burn. "I'm not a lawyer." "You're the smartest person in the building." I roll my eyes. "That doesn't mean—" He tilts his head, studying me. "Cassidy." "What?" "Do you want to leave?" I go still. Because part of me, the part that flinches, the part that runs, wants to bolt. But another part, the part that stood before a council trembling but unbroken, says, "No." Leo's eyes warm. "I want to rebuild," I add softly. "Not run." He steps closer. "You will," he says. "And I'll make sure no one ever buries you again." My chest tightens. "Leo, you can't promise that." "I can." A beat, then softly. "And I already have." Something flickers in my chest. Not the mate bond, not fear. Something new. Something like hope. He offers his hand. "Come," he murmurs. "Let's get you out of here." I take it, but as we turn toward the door, I stop. Then I walk back to my old basement staircase, the one where Miranda, Evan, their mother, the firm, and the entire world put me out of sight. Leo watches silently. I touch the railing, the place where I overheard them plotting, where I hid, where I survived, where I almost died. I take a breath. Then I whisper, "I'm not afraid of this anymore." Leo's expression softens, dangerous, tender, fierce, all at once. "You never had to be," he murmurs. "Not alone." And I realize I'm not alone. Not anymore. I look at him. "Take me home," I say quietly. "Gladly," he answers. And together, we leave the ruins of the life they tried to bury me in. 3 weeks later, I stand outside the firm that once devoured me whole. Well, what used to be the firm. The brass plaque Leo ripped off the wall now sits in my living room as a souvenir of the day my past finally died. The new sign gleams in the winter sunlight. Blackwell and Reaves, Legal and Strategic Affairs, established today. I never asked for my name up there. Leo didn't ask permission. He just said, "If you don't want it, we'll melt the metal." But the world deserves to know who rebuilt what they broke. I didn't argue. I'm wearing a new outfit, not fancy, not expensive, just me. Soft black sweater, dark jeans, boots that don't squeak with insecurity. I'm sipping a coffee I made for myself because I no longer fetch it for anyone else. My wolf is calm, alert, no longer curled in fear. And when I turn, I see him leaning on the hood of a black SUV. Leo, the Alpha King, my mate, the man whose presence feels like stepping into warmth after a lifetime of cold. He watches me with a look that says he knows exactly what I'm thinking. because he probably does. He crosses the distance in 3 long strides. You ready? He asks softly. For what? I tease. For the life you should have had, he murmurs, brushing a curl behind my ear. Heat flickers low in my stomach. That sounds dramatic. It is. You sound smug. I am. I laugh, shaking my head. How are you so sure about everything? I ask. Because, he says, leaning his forehead against mine, I know what you're capable of, even if you're still learning. My breath catches. He lowers his voice. I want to show you something. I blink. Now? He takes my hand. Warm, solid, steady. Yes. I follow him into the SUV. I don't ask questions. For once in my life, I don't have to.
I drive her deep into the woods, past the border of the city, through winding roads, toward the place where I made my first oath as a leader. She sits beside me, restless but trusting. That alone is a victory I don't take lightly. When I stop, she looks around. Leo, where are we? I get out, walk to her side, open her door. Then I offer my hand. Again, she takes it. Good girl. When she steps out, she gasps. Before us stands an old stone structure, overgrown, moonlit, majestic despite its age. The ruins of an ancient Pack temple. Her breath trembles, not in fear, recognition. I knew she'd feel it. It's beautiful, she whispers. It's where your grandmother made her vows, I say softly. Where the last Omega seer swore to protect the truth, no matter the cost. Cassidy shivers. Leo, why bring me here? I step behind her, brushing my fingers lightly along her arms. Because your past is yours, I murmur. But your future is ours. She turns, eyes wide. Leo! I didn't bring you here as a king, I say softly, or as your protector, or even as the man who will burn the world for you. I take her hands. I brought you here as your mate. Her breath hitches. I'm not asking for a bond, I add gently. Not yet. Not tonight. Not until you're ready. Her shoulders loosen. Relief floods her expression. But I want you to know, I continue, that the world you feared was never bigger than your power. You aren't here because fate shoved you into danger. I tilt her chin up. You're here because fate put you exactly where your power could be unleashed. Tears gather in her eyes, soft, silent, shining. I brush one away. You're not alone anymore, I murmur. Not ever again. She steps closer, not collapsing, not trembling, soft, intentional, choosing. She rests her hands on my chest and whispers, Leo, take me home. I lean in, pressing my forehead to hers. This is home, I say softly. She exhales, shaky, tender, surrendered in the way a storm finally breaks into rain. I wrap my arms around her, pulling her into my warmth. Her wolf nuzzles mine, not timidly, not fearfully, but with trust. Trust. The bond pulses, not a claiming, not yet, but a beginning, a promise, a vow, a spark waiting for her to ignite it. And in the moonlit ruins of her lineage, with the scent of truth and winter in the air, Cassidy whispers, I'm ready to live my life, not survive it. I hold her closer. You will, I vow. And I will walk beside you, protect you, honor you, burn for you, forever.
If you loved the story of power reclaimed, betrayal undone, and a fated bond that refuses to break, hit like, subscribe, and drop a comment below. Should Cassidy fully claim her seer powers in a future story? Do you want a romantic sequel? Or a spin-off where Leo burns a kingdom for her? Thank you for listening to Renee's Romance Stories, where fate is fierce, love is loyal, and omegas rise.